Hi everybody, it's Hilary from the Nina here, and today I'm here to show you a new art challenge, and we're going to be doing something really cool. We're going to be doing packing tape transfers, which I'm really excited about because it's kind of like magic. So sometimes when you're working, of course we always want to be creating original things, but sometimes you want to just maybe steal, maybe borrow some elements from other places. And this is a really easy way to do that, and it's really, really cool. So I'm going to show you this little thing that I made earlier here today. I made this little bear. Well, I didn't make it. I did steal it. And I'm going to show you how I did that today. So I got it from an image just like this. And now I have a transparent one that I can use to put on whatever art that I want. So I'm going to show you how we do that today. So you're going to need some relatively simple materials. I have, most importantly, packing tape, just ordinary packing tape. This masking tape is not going to work. Scotch tape, I wouldn't. Just packing tape is really good. Just ordinary clear packing tape. And we're going to need some kind of printed image. Now I've been playing around with this, and magazines do work. They're not as crisp sometimes, and also if they're very glossy, high quality magazines, something like National Geographic, or that's the only magazine that I know, it's going to be a little trickier to do this. So honestly, regular printed paper works the best, just from a printer. You can use drawings. So far I've found that they don't turn out very dark, but I'll get into that more when we start doing this. So this regular printed images of whatever you want. Text is good too. You could use, you know, old mail, anything like that would work. So yeah, go nuts. Scissors. I've got a glue stick. I've got some blank paper here to put my transfers onto when I'm finished. And I also have a small tray of water. So just doesn't have to be big, you know, big enough for your pieces that you're making, and that's it. Room temperature's fine, just whatever. And then I've also got just a few little extra drawing supplies here. I've got a few markers. You can use whatever you want, or you don't have to use anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by selecting what images we want to use. And I've printed off like 6 different things here, and I don't know. I think I'm going to do this owl. It's got a lot of nice contrast in this image. I just really like owls. Until not too long ago, I thought YOLO meant you obviously love owls. I'm definitely dating myself by saying this, but yeah, thought that's what I meant forever. So we're going to use our packing tape here, and I'm going to cut this off. You can rip it if you want. My teeth don't work like that anymore. And I'm just going to place this over the image that I want. So I may have to use a couple strips here. Packing tape's always fun because sometimes it's really hard to find the edge. Oh, there it is. And there's tricks that you can use to avoid that. I like to forget those tricks though because I'm lazy. Whoops. See, what I would do if I was really, really smart about this is I would just kind of fold the corner over just a little bit, just like that. So you can kind of see that. And that way you won't lose the end. But I like to just struggle with it. That's sort of my style. So I'm placing this tape over this image. I've got the owl kind of covered up. As you can see, I used 2 pieces of tape for that. It's not a huge picture. And I've tried to lay it as flat as I can. Wrinkles are okay though. If you do get a couple little wrinkles, you can just kind of use your fingernail and sort of flatten those out. And then we want to kind of give this whole thing just a little bit of a rub, just to make sure that this is really stuck on there. What's happening, or how I think this works, is the ink on the paper is actually adhering to the tape, the glue on the tape. And then we're going to be actually just removing the paper backing using water, which is what I'm going to do next. So I don't need to do this whole thing. So I'm just going to cut around the parts that I actually want. So that's just going to be the owl's head. And you know what? I might just do the owl face because I just thought of something fun that I could do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the owl face. Look at this. This is very good. I'm into this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dip this right into the water. I'm just going to let it soak in there. This regular printer paper dissolves pretty quickly. Again, if you're using National Geographics or something like that, it tends to take quite a bit longer. I was doing it earlier, and the National Geographic, I would leave it in there for like 2 or 3 minutes. This maybe would be like, I don't know, good 30 seconds. Okay, this owl should be done by now, so I'm going to take it out. It's nice and drippy. It's a wet owl. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I am going to put it face down, so tape side down on the table like this. And I'm going to use my fingers. I like to just use these two, and I'm just going to start rubbing it. One thing you can kind of do to get it going is just kind of crinkle it a little bit. Just like, you know, squish it around, give it a little wrinkle, and then you can really get that paper started. So I've started doing this. You can see what I've done here. Starting just rubbing it, so I'm just putting it on the table. So this is better to do when it's still wet, so, you know, don't leave it around because then you're going to have to re-soak it. But I'm just kind of rubbing all that paper off, sort of like when you have sunburn and your skin starts peeling off. That's gross. But I'm just going ahead here. I'm just going to finish this off, get all the paper off. Okay, ta-da! Now I have a see-through owl, and I can do, I'm just going to brush all that to the other side. I can do all kinds of fun stuff with this, and I said I had a fun idea, and I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my owl down on my paper. Now the glue from the tape is gone, so you are going to need to glue it on. So that's why we have the glue stick, okay? So I'm going to do that. Just put some glue on the back here. Ba, 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 ba. Ooh, you know what? I just had another idea. It's fun because this is transparent now. We can kind of like add some color to it. Whoops, I got glue on my hands. All right, I'm going to use this yellow. Whoops, other end. And I'm going to draw some yellow circles. You know what? They don't have to be perfect because it's fine. Line those yellow eyes up with the circles. And now, whoa, my owl has yellow eyes. It's like not a really bright yellow, so you can't really see it, but it looks cool to me. Okay, now I've got my owl's head on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and do some embellishments. Okay, this is what I did. I made an owl businessman, inexplicably with no shirt. So you can see how you could have a whole pile of fun with this stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the things that I did, that I played around with. I worked on this one a little bit more. See, I added some more textures to it. I drew on top of the transfer with a Sharpie. You know, give him a mouth, under the beak, eyebrows, hair, all that stuff. So I was playing around with just kind of like drawing on it. That was pretty fun. Another one I did was this one, where I kind of took the original image and played with it. He's getting dressed up, pumping himself up for the day. So that one was pretty fun. And then this last one, I thought I would try layering some different mediums and also layering a few of the transfers on top of each other. So I had a picture of a dahlia that I kind of put underneath the image of this goat head, and then there's watercolor underneath that. So there's all kinds of really fun and interesting stuff you can do with these things. That's packing tape transfers. So have fun with that, and send any of your projects that you make to us. You know, make my guy a buddy, a weird buddy. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.